Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into artificial intelligence and personalized health. It's happening now.
And there's that big question, maybe that rumor you've heard. Will machines, actually replace doctors and nurses?
Yeah, that's the headline people grab onto, the fear. But honestly, it's mostly a distraction. If you really look at what's happening, what the sources show, AI in health is fundamentally about augmentation, helping out. Think about it, the human side of medicine. Processing emotions, dealing with uncertainty, that's really hard to replicate. AI isn't here to replace that professional judgment. It's here to, well, streamline the processes, make things more efficient, boost productivity, and ultimately improve quality of life for everyone.
Okay, so augmenting, not replacing. Taking over repetitive tasks, not the human connection. That really sets the stage for us then. Our mission today for you, the listener, is to unpack how this AI actually functions in health, see where it's already working, and figure out what that means for your health, like right now in your daily life. Let's start with the kind of AI most people might, bump into online. Generative AI. Right, generative AI. Things like ChatGPT, for example. They create stuff, text, images, sound, even video soon. How they work is they're trained on these absolutely massive language models. Huge amounts of text from books, articles, the web, and that includes a ton of medical content.
Okay, massive training. But how does that actually help doctors?
It-
I mean, medicine needs to be super reliable. Right?
Exactly, and that's where the benefit comes in. Standardization and saving time, big
Yeah.
time savers. See, by training the AI on content from, top experts, verified sources, clinical guidelines, it learns to produce really reliable, consistent results. It can standardize responses for things that used to be more of an art, maybe depending on which doctor you saw.
Could you give an example? Like, how does that standardization play out practically?
Sure. Think about interpreting, say, a routine blood test. An AI can analyze those results, cross-reference them against established medical knowledge, and instantly generate standard recommendations. Things like necessary changes in diet or maybe exercise adjustments. It's providing high-quality information, standardized, without needing a human expert for that initial basic interpretation step. It frees up the doctor.
So it's like an incredibly fast, reliable assistant that's read all the textbooks and guidelines, pulling the standard info together.
Precisely. It gives the public access to good, solid health information quickly and lets the human professionals focus on the complex stuff, the diagnosis, the treatment plan, the conversation.
Okay, that makes sense for generative AI,
Yeah.
standardizing information. But diagnostics, finding diseases, that seems different. I read something fascinating in the source material about analyzing a chest CT scan. Not just for the lungs, which is why it was probably ordered, but the AI looking for fat deposits, adiposity, to spot early signs of diabetes. How accurate can that kind of pattern spotting actually be?
Now you're talking about machine learning, or ML. That's its superpower, really. ML excels at interpreting just massive amounts of information, way more than any human could possibly sift through. It's designed to recognize patterns in that data. And the more data it sees, the more it's trained, the better it gets at spotting these patterns.
Patterns that a human radiologist looking maybe just at the lungs might just scroll past.
Potentially, yes. The ML model, especially using things like convolutional neural networks for images, isn't just focused on the primary reason for the scan. It looks at everything. It might see a specific pattern of fat distribution around organs, compare it to millions of other scans where patient outcomes are known, and flag it as a potential risk factor for something like diabetes, even if it's subtle visually.
So it's finding these correlations hidden in the data noise, things that aren't obvious just by looking.
Exactly. It's tireless, too. It doesn't get eye strain on the 300th scan of the day. It maintains that vigilance. So it can really help facilitate diagnosis, flagging things early that might otherwise be missed. A secondary finding.
That sounds incredibly powerful, almost like automatic diagnosis. But
Wow.
you said facilitate. So it's not quite making the diagnosis on its own yet. What's the holdup?
Right. There's a really important caveat there. While the pattern recognition is getting incredibly good, we can't just let it run wild at rienda sueltas, as you might say, especially with sensitive health conclusions. A big part of it is explainability, the black box problem. Sometimes the AI can tell you what pattern it found, but not precisely why that pattern means what it thinks it means, in a way humans can fully verify for every case.
Ah, I see. So the doctor needs to understand the reasoning, not just trust the output blindly, especially if it's something serious.
Precisely. And there's confidence scoring. An AI might be 95% confident. That's amazing. But in medicine, that 5% uncertainty still needs human judgment, human experience, and ultimately human responsibility. So ML is a fantastic tool for recognition, for flagging possibilities. But that final diagnostic decision, for now at least, still rests with the human expert who can weigh all the factors, including the patient's specific context. It gives them a huge head start then.
Okay, so it flags things, brings them to attention. Let's shift to something maybe even more immediate for listeners, something they can use like today. Image recognition, you mentioned networks, analyzing images. Things like GPT Vision are getting really good. How does that apply to my everyday health, my nutrition maybe?
This is where it gets really practical and frankly quite cool. This is available now. Think about tracking what you eat. Usually it's a pain, right? Measuring stuff, looking up calories, typing it all in. Well, now, using these sophisticated image recognition models, you can just take a photo of your meal.
Just snap a picture of my plate.
Yep. The AI looks at the photo, identifies the food items, the chicken, the broccoli, the rice, estimates the portion sizes based on visual cues and its training.
Right.
Then it cross-references all that with huge nutritional databases. And boom, it tells you the estimated calories, the macronutrients, protein, carbs, fat, even gives you an idea of micronutrients like vitamins and minerals.
Wow. Okay, that gets rid of the biggest hurdle to tracking food, which is just the effort involved.
Exactly. It calculates potential nutritional deficiencies too. Are you getting enough protein, enough vitamin D? It just simplifies these complex tasks enormously, making it easier to eat healthier without all the tedious logging. That's a real game changer for a lot of people trying to manage their diet.
So if the AI helps us track our food easily, and maybe other things too, does that directly help with like preventing problems down the line? Longevity?
Absolutely. That's the direction this is all heading. Prevention and personalization. AI is already starting to combine data from all sorts of places. Think about your smartwatch or smart ring.
Right, tracking sleep quality, steps, heart rate.
Yeah, exactly. It takes that data, maybe combines it with the nutrition info from your meal photos, your workout logs, and starts creating truly personalized recommendations. This is moving way beyond generic advice like eat less, move more.
So instead of get 8 hours of sleep, it might say something more specific based on my own data.
Precisely. It might say, okay, your sleep data shows poor REM sleep lately, and your activity tracker indicates muscle fatigue, and your food log shows low protein yesterday. Therefore, today, you should focus on this specific type of recovery exercise and ensure you hit X grams of protein. That level of connecting the dots across different data streams in real time, that's something a human coach just can't do continuously for lots of people. The AI can process it instantly.
That is a whole different level of personalized guidance. Are there other examples like that starting to emerge, maybe in the home?
Definitely. Think about smart home integration. We're seeing early versions, prototypes of things like smart bathrooms. Imagine using the same kind of reactive test strips they use in labs, but integrated into your toilet. Analyzing things like urine density, maybe basic markers. The AI could then take that reading, factor in today's weather, your planned activity level from your calendar or wearable, and send you a specific hydration goal.
So not just drink more water, but based on your current hydration, activity, and the heat, you need exactly 2.3 liters before your run this afternoon.
Yes. That kind of specific, actionable advice based on your real-time physiological state. It brings health monitoring right into your daily routine, making it almost invisible but highly effective.
Okay, so we're seeing this convergence of data, machine learning, image recognition, making things super personalized. Now, how are these tools actually being built? I hear about companies training existing AIs, like GPT, on their own specific content, articles, videos, to create specialized expert bots. Is that the main approach?
That's a very common and powerful method right now, often involving that retrieval augmented generation, or AIR, we touched on earlier. You take a powerful base model, like GPT-4, and you fine-tune it or provide it with access to a specific high-quality knowledge base. This could be a company's internal research, a library of medical protocols, expert video lectures, whatever. The goal is to aggregate all this vetted information and train the AI to deliver the absolute best, most relevant information from that knowledge pool to the user on demand.
So you're essentially creating a digital expert on sleep or nutrition or diabetes management based on maybe one specific expert's content, whole library of research.
Exactly, and that connects directly to the bigger vision, democratizing expertise. The ultimate aim is to have the synthesized knowledge of thousands of the world's best specialists available to everyone.
Like having the best doctor or maybe the best team of doctors in your pocket 24/7.
That's the vision, yeah. An AI consultant that has perfect recall of all relevant medical literature. It doesn't get tired, it doesn't get stressed, it can tailor its language perfectly to your level of understanding. Remember that Google demo from years back? 2018, I think.
Oh, yeah, the AI booking a haircut. It sounded completely human, even used, and,
Right. That level of natural interaction is coming to health information too. It will feel seamless. The AI will have access to your health data, with your permission, of course, the latest research, everything needed to give you the best possible information or guidance for your specific situation.
and you mentioned visual stuff earlier, too, taking photos of things.
Yeah, that's part of it. Down the line, you'll likely be able to, say, take a photo of a weird mole on your skin. The AI, trained on millions of images of skin conditions linked to outcomes, could give you an initial idea. This shares characteristics with XYZ, low risk but monitor, or high risk, see a dermatologist within 48 hours. Or even potentially analyzing things like, well, fecal matter for gut health indicators. It provides an initial approximate assessment quickly.
Okay, so it speeds up that initial triage or information gathering step dramatically.
It's about providing quality control and instant access to preliminary insights and vetted information.
So wrapping this up, it really feels like the narrative around AI and health is shifting. It's less about a scary takeover and more about this incredibly powerful personalized tool that gives you, the user, better access, better quality control, like having the best possible health information synthesized from everywhere, right there when you need it.
That's exactly it. We're making top-tier expertise, or at least the synthesized knowledge from it, almost free and instantly available. Like how basic chatbots work now, but for complex health topics. And this leads to a really interesting, maybe provocative thought for you to consider as this technology becomes more integrated into our lives. If the AI can provide flawless, synthesized, evidence-based information drawn from literally thousands of human experts, perfectly tailored to you instantly, will we reach a point where consulting the AI for information or even initial guidance actually becomes preferable to consulting a single human professional, at least for certain things? Is the synthesized knowledge of the many ultimately better than the experience of the one? That's the future we're building the foundations for right now.